We're going to morph into another interview. This is going to be a live interview with a gentleman that's been on the show before, and he wrote a book called Let's Go. His name is Joe Milliken. Joe, how you doing?
Ray, how are you this morning? I'm doing great.
It's great to have you here, sir. And let's talk briefly about the book. We've had you on before. It's a great book. Let's Go, the Benjamin Orr and the Carr story. Let's give our audience a little brief overlook on this book.
Well, it was a labor of love, I'll tell you that. I worked on this book in my spare time for about a decade, and it's finally come to fruition, and I'm really excited about it. I've been getting some real positive feedback and reviews, and as you know, I'm going to be coming into Cleveland this weekend to do a book event, and I'm really excited about it.
Tell me about the book event. It's going to be on Saturday at the Music Box.
Yep, it's going to be Saturday at the Music Box, and I'm excited to have David Spiro be involved with the event.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the moderator, and him and I will chat a little bit about the book, and we're going to do a little Q&A session with the audience in case anybody wants to ask a few questions about the book. And I'm also pleased to say that we are going to have a concert that night as well. A local Cars tribute band that is pretty popular in the Cleveland area called Moving in Stereo is also going to be joining me that night. So we'll do the book event for about an hour or so, and we'll have some books available there for anybody who wants to purchase one, and I'll be doing a little book signing. And then we're going to have a concert, and Moving in Stereo is going to be performing. So really excited about it. And then, like I said, that's on this coming Saturday night. And
where can people get tickets at?
You can get them right through the Music Box Supper Club. You can go to their website and order them there. And, of course, you can also get them at the door that night. So pretty easy to get tickets. And like I said, I'm really excited to do it. When I was in Cleveland back in April to see the Cars get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I saw Moving in Stereo when I was in town for a couple of days, and I met the guys in the band, and they are an incredible Cars tribute. So I stayed connected with the guys and told them I wanted to have them be a part of this event when I got it all set up and the book came out. And sure enough, we stayed connected, and they were more than happy to join me, so I'm really excited to share the stage with them.
Joe, what has been the reaction with the remaining members of the Cars? Have they liked the book?
Yeah, well, now that the book is out, I can, say that 2 of the 4 surviving members of the band contributed to the book. Greg Hawkes, the keyboard player, and David Robinson, the drummer. I interviewed both of them for the book, and I got positive feedback from them. When the book came out, I made sure that I got copies to them, and they were really pleased with it. From that aspect, I was real happy that they were pleased with the way it came out.
Was there anything in particular in the process of this book that was tough to obtain?
That was tough to obtain. Well, I think I've mentioned this to you previously when we've talked. Ben, was a real private guy in his life off stage. So part of the reason why, other than me working on this book in my spare time, because I also have a full-time job too besides the writing I do, it was, as I started doing the interview process, because Ben was such a private guy, and I totally understood this, a lot of people who were close to him were, let's say, reluctant a little bit to talk to me too much about it because, they didn't know me from a hole in the wall. Who's this guy from Vermont writing about, my old friend Ben? So because he was such a private guy, I had to really gain the trust of a lot of people who participated in this book. So it was a really long process in that regard. So I needed to gain the trust of these people, and eventually I was able to get these interviews done. And so it was kind of surprising to me that Ben, because you wouldn't think of a rock star being like this real private guy in his, private life, but he really was like that. I like to say that Ben sort of flipped a switch when he went on stage to be a rock star. And then when the show was over and he came off stage, he flipped that rock star switch back off, and he kind of was a regular guy like you and me. So I think because of all that, and also just because these people had so much admiration for Ben, that they were really careful when I approached them. And like I said, I needed to gain their trust, if you will. So that was something that was really surprising to me, just how much loyalty there was. Well, maybe not surprising, but there was just a lot of loyalty and love for Ben. So the people who did participate in the book, once they were on board with it, they really opened up to me, and I think it allowed me to really paint the clearest picture possible of Ben's life.
And I'll be looking forward to that, the talk with David Sparrow at the Music Box on Saturday. That'll be a very nice event, I'm sure. And don't forget, if you need me to come up there and help out, I'm more than willing to do so.
Well, I tell you what, if somehow David wasn't able to attend, because he's a real busy guy,
right,
and he's a band manager and does a lot of traveling. Ray, you were on my list to contact, so you could have very well been up there on stage with me.
Well, Joe, that would be an honor. I feel that's where my comfort zone is, and I think you've done a wonderful job with Let's Go, and I hope the book gets a lot of success and a lot of people take a look at it. It's really worth your time.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the event. It's going to be a great night, and I'm really looking forward to it. And again, thanks so much for having me on the air, just so I could talk about it a little bit and let people know that it's coming.
We'll see you soon, Joe. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
Joe Milliken.